Welcome to Study Loop.
Hi, so before we get into the question, let's talk about the two important types of feedback loops. One is a negative feedback loop, and one is a positive feedback loop. And what the difference between these is that in a negative feedback loop, something happens to the body or to the organism, which causes the organism to try and correct itself and return it back to its original state. In a positive feedback loop, it's sort of like a snowball effect. And whatever happens causes something else to happen further into that direction and keep going until something is achieved. So, for example, an example of positive feedback loop is the contractions of labor. So when you go into labor, even though you're going into pain and the contractions usually cause pain, the contractions just trigger more contractions until childbirth is achieved. A negative feedback loop would be like um, you correcting yourself if you're in a temperature that is too hot or too cold. So too hot, and then something happens internally to make sure that your body cools down, such as sweating or panting. And so, with this information, we can see that the only thing in the answer choices where it's sort of a correcting process is A, which is when blood glucose decreases in response to a meal, and the following effects of that meal. Thank you.